Have you ever noticed that as we grow older, certain little habits start showing up? Habits we never thought we'd have, and sometimes they're not so flattering. But here's the big question. Are these just random quirks of aging, or are they actually signals from our body that we should pay attention to? Stick with me, because today we're going to uncover 10 awkward habits seniors often develop as they age, and more importantly, what you can do to stay healthy, strong, and confident even as the years go by. Now, before we jump in, I want you to play along with me. As you listen to these signs, if you agree with number 3, I want you to type the number 3 in the comments. If you feel like number 7 describes you best, write number 7. By the end of this video, pick just one number that speaks to you the most and share it. Let's see how many of us are on the same page. All right, let's begin. Let me introduce you to Margaret and Robert. Margaret is 67. She used to be a school teacher who loved gardening. Robert, 72, is a retired engineer. Both of them live in the same neighborhood, but their lives in older age look very different. Margaret still wakes up early, does light stretches, cooks healthy meals, and has a sparkle in her eyes when she talks about her grandkids. Robert, on the other hand, spends most of his day in front of the TV. He often complains about little aches, forgets where he left his glasses, and sometimes feels embarrassed about things he can't control anymore. What makes the difference? It's not luck, it's the choices they made along the way. And the good news is, you can choose too. Awkward habit number 1, talking too loud or too soft. Have you noticed some seniors suddenly speak louder than everyone else, or sometimes mumble so softly you can barely hear them? This usually happens because our hearing changes with age. The ears don't catch certain tones as well, and the brain tries to compensate. Here's the tip. Don't ignore hearing changes. Regular hearing checkups, using hearing aids if needed, and doing listening exercises can help keep communication clear. Staying socially active also trains your brain to process sounds better. Awkward habit number 2, repeating stories. Maybe you've seen this before. A senior at a family dinner tells the same story 3 times, not realizing they just told it 5 minutes ago. This isn't always dementia. Sometimes it's just the brain's way of holding on to familiar memories while short-term recall slows down. Practical tip? Train your memory like a muscle. Crossword puzzles, reading, learning a new skill, or even telling new stories to grandchildren can help keep the brain sharp. And if forgetfulness becomes frequent, it's better to check with a doctor early. Awkward habit number 3, making unusual noises. Clearing the throat, sighing loudly, groaning when standing up. Sound familiar? Many seniors develop these unconscious habits. Sometimes it's stiffness in the joints. Other times, it's just the body's way of releasing tension. Here's what helps. Gentle stretching in the morning, simple chair yoga, or short walks can improve flexibility. The less stiff the body, the fewer unnecessary noises. If you agree this one sounds familiar, type number 3 in the comments. Awkward habit number 4, eating too fast or too slow. Robert, the retired engineer, has this habit. At gatherings, everyone is done eating and he's still on his plate. Meanwhile, Margaret finishes her meals calmly but on time. Eating speed often changes with age due to dental issues, slower digestion, or even reduced appetite. Tip: focus on mindful eating. Choose softer, nutrient-dense foods like soups, cooked vegetables, and lean proteins. And get dental checkups regularly. Chewing well helps digestion, prevents bloating, and allows the body to absorb nutrients more efficiently. Awkward habit number 5, talking to themselves. Some seniors develop the habit of talking out loud even when alone. It may look strange, but here's the truth. It can actually be healthy. Talking out loud helps the brain organize thoughts and can reduce stress. The key is balance. If it's light self-talk, it's perfectly fine. But if it turns into conversations with imaginary people or confusion, it's important to seek medical advice. Awkward habit number 6, forgetting names but remembering faces. You know that moment when you meet someone and you recognize their face, but their name just disappears? It happens more with age because the brain stores visual memory different than word memory. Practical tip: when introduced to someone, repeat their name immediately, like, "Nice to meet you, John." This repetition helps the brain lock the name into memory. Margaret uses this trick all the time, and it works wonders. Awkward habit number 7, shuffling feet when walking. Walking without lifting the feet properly can look awkward, but it's usually a sign of weakened leg muscles or balance issues. It also increases the risk of falling, which is one of the biggest health dangers for seniors. Here's what helps. Gentle leg strengthening exercises like seated leg raises, short daily walks, and balance practice using a chair. Small, consistent movements can rebuild stability. If you relate to this, type number 7 in the comments. Awkward habit number 8, falling asleep at odd times. Robert often dozes off in his chair mid-conversation. Irregular sleep is common in older adults, but here's the twist. It's not just aging, it's often poor sleep hygiene, lack of exercise, or sometimes undiagnosed sleep apnea. Solution: keep a consistent bedtime, avoid heavy meals before sleep, and get some daylight exposure in the morning. Even a 15-minute walk outside can reset the body's clock. Awkward habit number 9, becoming overly cautious. Have you noticed some seniors refuse to try new things, even simple ones, because they fear getting hurt or embarrassed? This cautiousness can shrink their world. While safety matters, too much fear limits growth. Tip: try safe but new activities. Painting, learning a language, or even mild group exercise. Margaret joined a senior dance class at 65, and it changed her life. She gained new friends, more confidence, and better balance. Awkward habit number 10, neglecting personal appearance. Sometimes seniors stop caring about how they look. Clothes don't match, hair stays messy, and hygiene slips. This isn't always laziness. Sometimes it's low mood, mild depression, or just feeling invisible. The fix? Reignite the joy of self-care. Wear clothes that feel comfortable yet stylish. Keep a simple grooming routine. And remember, taking care of appearance isn't vanity, it's dignity. The bigger picture. Now, let's pause for a second. These awkward habits may seem small, but together they reveal something bigger. They tell us whether we're aging passively, like Robert, or actively, like Margaret. Science shows that lifestyle plays a huge role in how we age. Exercise, nutrition, mental engagement, and social connection can slow down decline and even reverse some effects. So the real secret is not about avoiding age, it's about aging well. Now, I want to hear from you. Out of these 10 habits, which one feels the most familiar to you? Was it number 3, making strange noises? Number 7, shuffling your feet? Or maybe number 2, repeating stories? Type your number in the comments. Let's see which signs resonate the most with our community. And if you found this helpful, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend or a loved one who's on the same journey. The more we talk openly about aging, the more prepared and empowered we become. As we wrap up, remember Margaret and Robert. They live in the same neighborhood, but their lives are worlds apart. Margaret chose small but powerful habits: stretching, eating mindfully, staying social, and keeping her mind active. Robert didn't, and the difference shows. The choice is yours too. Age is not just about years, it's about energy, health, and the legacy you leave. So start today. Pick one habit to change. One small action can shape the next 10 years of your life. Because aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean growth, wisdom, and yes, even joy.